done some summer camps here, and I'm running out of time. And so, but I guess my main thing would be, I'm thinking about doing, 2 weeks before 4th of July, 2 weeks after 4th of July. And I'd like to jump into it maybe with half days, but I don't even know what the whole.
Right. So it has to be something that I keep hitting on recently. I've said it probably a million times. People are probably annoyed with me by now is think win-win, right? 7 habits, think win-win. I said this to my director the other day, who's in charge of our summer camp, because she was planning field trips. And I was like, you got to remember that it's got to be a win-win, right? If we pay them a whole ton of money and we only get an hour's worth of time, that's win for them and it's lose for us, right? It's got to be win-win. If it has to be win-lose, it's going to be us winning and them losing. If it has to be. Now that works out sometimes in a business-to-business relationship, but it doesn't work out in a client-business relationship. And what I mean by that is that, like, someone who needs childcare or summer camp isn't going to do a half day. That's a lose for them that they're unwilling to take, right? A parent can't do a half day very often. So you got to think about who your target market is. Are you trying to do summer camps? Like, the end goal is for you to what? Make more money in the summer?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know how much more money you want to make in the summer?
I never really put that into down on paper.
So, like, we want to make $100,000 in the summer, but that's a lot of money. You may want to say, hey, if I could make $10,000 extra dollars in the summer, that would be huge, right? Or $5,000 or $2,500, right? You don't probably have the structure that's needed to set up full-time summer camps. What state are you in?
North Carolina.
I don't know what the licensing requirements are there, but the last thing you want is an article in the newspaper about an unlicensed child care center running, right? And are you capable of dealing with kids from 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then teaching classes? He said no, right? So what you may want to do is instead do essentially a specialty camp, really for your students, but offering to the community as well. If you're going to do half-day camps, they need to be specialty camps, and they need to be priced accordingly. What I mean by that is, Sal, do your kids go to any kind of specialty summer camps, like STEM camps or robotics camp or equestrian camp or whatever?
Not my kids, but they're allowed to. I see a lot of school districts sending them out to STEM. Okay.
So, like, what I mean is, as my kids grow up, the equestrian camp, right? My little girl wants to ride horses, right? Just because she can just imagine they've got a bone on the top of their head and they're a unicorn and she's happy. However, equestrian camp's like $350 for the week. And it's like, and it's from 10 to 1, and it's very much not in service of the parent. It requires a parent who is either affluent enough to have a private babysitter who takes the kid to those kinds of things, or has a job that's flexible enough that they don't need to, like, they're not doing a 9 to 5. Okay. So that would be my suggestion. Do maybe 1 or 2 weeks. I want to do this week, and we're going to work on Ninja Turtle nunchucks. And then we're going to work on, I don't know. Is there a recent movie out that's like super popular with kids? Lego, we're going to work on Lego Mania martial arts. I don't know, whatever, right? With a martial arts theme, and make them super, super excited, and see if you can fill those 2 weeks. It's like, I never want to give people the bad news, but you can't just say I'm going to do summer camp because there's just so much to it, Right. However, if you want to jump feet first into summer camp, there's very few things that'll make you as much money in the summer as full-time, full-day summer camp, We've already got 800 weeks pre-sold, or probably more than that pre-sold for summer camp, and that's at a minimum of $160 a week.
So with these specialty camps that you're talking about, how are you kind of thinking about pricing those?
Go look. research camps in your area right now and price yourself at or above those camps.
Because, you said like my kids have done stuff like that, invention camp, rollback camp, all that stuff. They're expensive. It's like $275, and they're all half days. Bring your own lunch.
Right.
That type of stuff.
Right. And it's designed for you who are 9 to 5.
They're packed.
Exactly. Right. So you have to make it a super fun camp that parents are like, oh, they gotta go to that. Right.
What kind of dog food is Captain eat? Oh.
One of the more popular just camps, if you're just dealing with your students, is like a rank camp, where kids come for 1 week or 2 weeks and they bump up a rank.
Boy,
You're always going to get 20 students that want to do that, and that's $5,000 for a weekend or a week.
That was my absolute most popular. I stopped running that, right? I probably should, right?
Say that again. What's the rank camp?
Kids go to your school, and they put in as many hours as they normally would in 3 months of classes. So
and you drill the crap out of them.
Right. So it's 8 times 2, 24 hours of classes that they have to do, and they just train and train and train. And then at the end of the week, they have a graduation, they have a testing, they get a certificate, they get their next rank. We used to do it that you can only do it once a year because you can't jump 2 belts in 1 year, and you can't do it if you're above a brown belt. So you can't go from brown to black.
Right.
Anyone else can do it. Charge $250, and that includes the belt, the certificate, and the graduation. That's probably the easiest one to do that everyone.
Ooh, I like that. I haven't done that one. You haven't mentioned this in all these years, Grandmaster Silva. Why you been holding out?
I don't know if I heard that from somebody or I did that a long time ago. And we did 2 summers when I was very close to getting started, probably like 2006, 2007, after my school had been established a little bit. And we did like comma camp, nunchuck, bow camp. And it was like, 30 kids, 30 kids, 30 kids, 75 kids in that rank camp because they were getting their orange belts.
I'm interested. You piqued my interest. So how would we run that? So Monday through Friday, they start off Monday from whatever belt they are to anything less than a black belt that they would achieve. And how would you do it? Do you have a format for it, Grandmaster Silva?
You have to do a unique curriculum. It's not curriculum that's required for anything else. You put some things together, put some self-defense techniques. You do some drills. You have to do so many hours of sparring. You have to do so many hours of weapons. You have to. It's got to be unique because they're not going to repeat it anyplace else. And you have all different types of belt ranks. You could have yellow belts and you could have a green belt. So it's got to be something everyone can do. They all can do together, and it's a matter of putting the time and the hours in.
Which really works best if you're running a rotating curriculum. It gets challenging if you're like, hey, you work on this, you work on this, you work on this. If it's rotating, then it doesn't matter anyway.
Right.
So if you're thinking 250 and they're required to have a minimum of 24 karate classes, whether it's 30 minutes or 45 minutes, you're basically saying, all right, so 24 45-minute classes is what you're saying to do, essentially.
Essentially, yes.
And then are you providing?
You do your camp from 10 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon or 9 in the morning to 3. I mean, each weekday you can put in 3 or 4 hours of martial arts. The other can be other stuff. It could be free time. It could be board games. It could be going out and having lunch together. I mean, it could be. I mean, that's something you have to decide. But we're just kind of talking about Dave, and Dave's not ready to do a full-on summer camp. This is one idea. Hyper's got a lot of good camps too. If you're looking for curriculum for something unique, Hyper's got great summer camp programs. They're all themed out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you would do this during the summertime.
I was talking to a gentleman yesterday. He was doing his spring camp. His spring camp was going to be a rank camp. You can do it twice a year. The kids just can't do it twice a year. You can do it twice a year. You just have to get different kids for each one.
Yeah.
Why not? If they're willing to pay $250 a piece, I mean, you're not really shortening them in a sense, but because you're still providing the 8 karate classes, and this is in addition to their normal karate classes that they pay for, correct?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Sounds
$1 million on the way.
like I gotta get off here. I got flyers.
I gotta go, guys. I gotta quit this. I gotta quit. See you guys. Bye. $1 million on the way.
Yeah, no, Dave.
I love you, William.
On me. I forgot I even did that. That was great.
Show me the money.
That's out of control.
No,
That's funny.
no, Dave, you can't. And and I forget. Spring break camp is a great time to practice. We utilize spring break camp to make sure that all of our systems are in order to kind of get us back in the summer camp mode. After school is so easy compared to summer camp. After school is like a breeze compared to summer camp. So we use spring break. So that's something you could do is you could say, we're going to do Minecraft spring break camp or whatever. You don't even have to have a theme. Just, hey, it's spring break camp. We're going to do different things every day. It's going to be super fun, 9 to noon. I always did my camps 9 to noon because there's no need to do it, longer than that for me. And I did my rank camp 9 to noon as well. I didn't do 9 to 4. I ran them really hard, but they got a belt at the end of the day or at the end of the week. So
Cool idea.
but
So sometimes you do it for 9 to noon, or like Grandmaster Silva is saying, 10 to 3. It all just depends, but the minimum criteria is to meet that minimum number of classes, and you can make it fun and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Is that what I hear correctly?
Yeah, for Grandmaster Silva, I didn't have a minimum number of classes. I just said I'm going to work your tail off, and you're going to be sweating and exhausted at the end of the day, and you're going to know you earned it. And anybody who didn't come to camp, who's jealous and who's thinking, I can't believe that kid leveled up, you're going to be like, psh, I worked for it,
Now, do you do this with the Tiny Tigers rank, the 3 to 6 year olds, and then the 7 to 12 year olds, and then the adults? I mean, obviously the 7 to 12s, not the adults, but do you do it for Tiny Tigers as well?
I don't have 3 through 6 year olds in camps. You have to have graduated pre-K to be in one of our summer camps. We've learned that because we have learned that really minimizes the number of poopy underwears that we have to deal with.
True. So we're thinking like 6 or 7 years and older, right?
Yeah, whatever your like elementary age classes are and up.
Right.
I mean, Sal, you get 600 students. I mean, you're going to get 50 or 60. So I without going to those 3 and 4 year olds.
So what would you say the minimum age would be? 5?
How do you break out your?
I would go older. 3 hours is a lot to keep a 5-year-old really motivated. That's why we do 30 minutes classes with them. So if I was going to do 3 hours or more, I would want kids like in the 8 to 12-year-old group.
Okay. All right.
That's just
so we're looking at the youth.
Yeah. I
7
heard
to 12-year-olds.
Now that we're on this subject, I can't remember who I heard it from. It was a long time ago. They said, "Hey, you're doing rank level up camps." Hang on, I'm gonna switch. I might drop off here because I'm on the right thing. You're doing level up camps for your kids, right? Do a weekend level up camp for your adults. Make them come for 8 hours and kill the crap out of them from 9 to 5 on Saturday, and then from 9 to 5 on Sunday, and like beat the tar out of them and make them have bruises. Make them sad that they signed up on Saturday, and then elated that they got their new rank on Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday, for how long do you do that?
Like 8 hours. Make it, just kill them. Just be there is no fear in this dojo, sensei, for 8 hours.
8 hours per day, 2 days?
Yeah, I never did it. I heard this advice and I thought that would be great if I liked adults. That would be great.
And that's still $250?
You're asking the wrong guy. If it was adults, I'd say it's $9.97 because I don't like you. I don't like adults. But no, you should, Dave, you should think about running that rank camp. Do you guys what do you do in class? Think about this, Dave. What do you do in your regular classes that make kids, you say, all right, we're doing fill in the blank drill. And the kids go, Ugh! It's like, is it dodgeball? Is it like, what do you do that makes them excited?
It's that ball tag, like box jumps on top of shields.
Mhm.
They do like to demonstrate for earning medals. They have it like where you earn so many medals, you trade it in for a big medal. You so many big medals, you trade it in for a trophy. They like doing that. Throws, takedowns.
Okay. So yeah, so I did one time I can't remember what I called it, but it was essentially throws and takedowns and ground fighting and stuff. And kids were like, man, they wanted to mount each other. And, I'm not very good at it, but all we had to do was not let anybody know who was good at it. And kids had fun.
Exactly.
So take 3 of your top things, put them in 3 summer camps. Say I'm going to have one in June, one in July, one in August. That's how we used to do it. Make your August one the level up camp, and then or whichever one is convenient for your belt schedule. And then just put it out there and do it, and give them a discount if they sign up for all 3. The way that I did it to make sure that I had kids in camp is I said, look, one camp, and this was way back when I didn't value myself, as I said, one camp is like $159, and but if you sign up for all 3, it's only $99 for all 3. So, they paid $300 and I had all 3 of them in there. But they should be higher. I don't charge. We're charging $189 per week right now as our early bird, and that's pretty high. That's higher than anybody else in our town for full day childcare style summer camp. You can't. This is not childcare. Like, this is specialty camp. So you remember that you're not serving people who have to be at work. You're serving people who are able to drop their kid off at 9 and pick them up at noon. So. We're going to talk about on tomorrow, we're going to talk about new member communication. And this is something that actually would be beneficial. Let's say that, Sal was starting a rank camp, or Dave was starting a Ninja Turtle Nunchuck camp. Please don't get sued by Marvel or whoever owns that. Hey, do you guys remember when Kung Fu Panda came out?
Yeah.
You guys remember when Kung Fu Panda 2 came out and a bunch of studios got sued?
No.
Well, so everybody used the Kung Fu Panda stuff, right? And then everybody reused the Kung Fu Panda stuff in Kung Fu Panda 2, and there's a bunch of people who got in a ton of trouble with Sony because Sony doesn't mess around. And so just be careful. Don't go putting the Ninja Turtles on your front window. People do find out. But, so let's say someone signs up for a membership or a summer camp or whatever. A lot of times, and I'm guilty of this too, I think, okay, I did all the work to get them there. Great Facebook ad, great lead generation, great opt-in, great emails. They come to the intro. I call them. They do the intro. They got all the jazz hands, and then they sign up, and it's like, all right, see you in class, and everything just stops, right? So we're going to talk about on Thursday how to continue and ease them into that process. We all know there's things that people need to know. Where's the bathroom? How do I tie my belt? Is this supposed to look like this? Do I wash my gi? Can I watch my kid? Can I film my kid? Should I take my crying 2-year-old out? And you guys might have different opinions about that. No, I want that kid in there because I want you watching, Mom, right? Now, if he's running all over the mat, I don't want him in there. But so what is it that you want to communicate to them? If it's belt rank camp, you want to communicate, here's what we're going to be doing. It's going to be hard. Don't send your kid a bunch of Sprite. Send them with water, right? Or healthy snacks. We don't want your kid hopped up on sugar and then crashing when we're 1 hour into training because it's going to be 3 full hours or whatever that information is. You can do it with text and with emails. So I'm going to show you guys how to create a flow tag. A lot of you guys may know that already. But the process that we use to kind of get that started. And I'm actually going to build a couple of my own because I know that there's some gaps for me, specifically with my kickboxers. One of the things that I've never shown anybody before, and I just now started using it, is you can make a flow that's triggered and then it waits until they check in for class and then it sends them an email. So, hey, you completed class 1, high five. Hey, how was your second class? Did you enjoy yourself? Great job, right? And if they don't come to class again for 4 days, so like you don't want to just time it because maybe they didn't come to class. That makes you look dumb. But on 3rd class, 4th class, 5th class, 6th class, you ought to feel great. Can you remember back to when you took your very first class and you thought this was the dumbest idea I've ever had, and now you're actually feeling like, you could defend yourself or whatever, right? So I'm going to show how to set that up, which I think is a pretty cool thing. And I'm sure you guys can think of ways to utilize that. Surely you guys that have a 3-class trial or 2 classes for $20 or whatever could probably utilize that, if not just a regular flow. So you guys, is anybody using a new member flow that triggers once they're a new member?
I didn't think you could do it. I thought I tried like about a year and a half ago to that exact thing, because I had a flow set up for a trial or a new member, but it was sending them stuff, you know, I didn't want that. I didn't want it to be like, how's it going so far? And they hadn't come in for a class yet.
Right. Okay. So
either I didn't know how to do it, or we didn't have that feature at that point.
Well, have you ever heard the phrase junk in, junk out? It's a developer phrase, right? Junk in, junk out. You put crap code in, you're going to get a crap result out. And I don't mean that you're putting crap in, Dave, but what I mean is that if you don't give the system exactly what what it wants, you're not necessarily going to get the result you want. And you have to understand the machine for what it is. It's either going to do a timed flow or a triggered flow. And a timed flow is just a flow that is timed after a certain trigger. So after they become a member, after they attend a class, after they do a rank. So you could say, hey, you got your you could theoretically set up exactly what a person is supposed to know after every belt, right? You got your yellow belt. Now you need your boxing gloves. You got to make sure you get those. Here's the link to the profit generator, or you can pick them up in class. Here's why you need those. Yes, you do need those, right? And it can go out. And then here's how you put it. In the next videos, you probably got your gloves by now. If you didn't, click this link. If you did, here's how to put them on or whatever. That would be like triggering after a rank or triggering after a flow tag. So what we use with kickball or with trials are parkour trials. For example, this is just an example, is somebody signs up for a free trial, martial arts or parkour. And there's an email that goes out that says, here's all the information you need to know. Here's the price. Here's the schedule. Here's what you should wear. And it's a big, ugly text block, and moms read that. Now, irresponsible moms don't, but responsible moms will dig through that, and they will know everything before they even come to class. And it fires based on, is this person tagged parkour or martial arts, and does this person have a trial? Rainmaker says they signed up for a trial, automatically they're tagged. Here's the email. Does that make sense? So, like, if it's not going out at the right time, it's probably just a box isn't ticked properly or whatever. And I'm happy to help you. Like tomorrow, if you want to get on there and say, you know, oh, that's how it is, or that's exactly how mine's set up. Why is it not working? We can try to dig into it.
Okay.
Because it is complicated, but it's one of those set it and forget it type things. You know, you may have to tweak it as you go along, but I haven't changed my kickboxing waiver since I very first created it. The minute that they sign up for a trial, it shoots them the kickboxing waiver. And I think I checked it the other day on last Thursday's meeting, it was a digital waivers meeting. And I think like 564 people or something had signed that kickboxing waiver. I was like, oh, crap. It's a lot of kickboxing trials. We should have more members. What's going on, right? But they all just sign it, and it's just something I don't even think about. Out of sight, out of mind.
Okay.
So, question? Any other questions about new member style flows, things that happen after they sign up as members?
How many classes do you follow up on? How long does this last? Do you have like the first 100 days, 100 classes?
I'm a very irresponsible school owner, and I don't have very. I think I hung up on that person. I was trying to hit silence, and it hung up on him. They'll call back. I don't have very many set up at all, and that's why I took a look at this overall. Where my gaps are. We've changed a lot of our programs in the last 12 months or so. So we had quite a few set up, but I don't know. It's up to you, you know. One of the things that I intend to set up this weekend is we created a tag called did not enroll. So somebody comes to an introductory class and they don't enroll. Well, they sure as heck were interested, right? And what was the issue? It was one of two things. They couldn't make the times, which they probably could make the times because I got on the phone with them and said, can you make these times? or it was the price, and it might not have been the price because I said, is this price reasonable for you, or whatever I said. They just couldn't see the value. They just couldn't get over it. Some people just can't pull their credit card out. They just can't do it, right? So we're going to set up, a week out to say, hey, thanks for coming. Here's a cool video of what we're doing in class. And then another week, hey, by the way, we forgot to tell you that we have a $29 special that you can come to class for a month. Would you like to try that out? And maybe that's easier for them. And we're just going to give them offers every month for the next year because they were interested. They're going to take one of them. Same thing with kickboxers. They did their 2 weeks for $20 and they didn't sign up. Why? Well, they sure liked kickboxing, right? They signed up. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of different ways. And if you guys want to come to me tomorrow with, what I would love to see is this happen, I'll help you set it up. There's nothing you can think of that I can't make happen with Rainmaker Flows. And I'd love for you to challenge that and tell me, I bet you can't do this, and we'll figure it out. Yeah.
That's going to be a good one.
Yeah. So tomorrow, 9 a.m. Oh, let me get the link. Hang on. Good. Maybe. There we go. One of the things that we used to do with these, I can give you a really good example, is in our kickboxing 6 weeks. We used to do, there it is, share. Oops. We used to do a 6-week course, and they would sign up for it, pay for it. It was, $120 or whatever. I'm going to put this in the chat, by the way. There's the link. And what would happen is on the day that they came in, if they came in and paid their balance, the front desk girl said, okay, here's your emailed receipt. Here's your gloves. Great job. And we took your picture, and then she added a flow tag. And it said the date of the 6 weeks. And it said, here it is, right? It starts a flow tag. So the day after that Saturday orientation on Sunday, it would say, congratulations for coming to your first class. And then it would say, if you didn't make it, no problem, come tomorrow, right? And then on Monday, it would say, hey, your first class is coming up tonight. Don't forget, bring your gloves, have a water bottle, whatever. And then I just scheduled it. I calculated it out. I sent an email on Monday and an email on Friday. A get ready for the week and a you did it, congratulations. Get ready for the week, you did it, congratulations. When I put that in, our conversion rate of getting people, and all I wanted was them to keep coming to class, because I could sign them up and they kept coming to class. But if they felt bad and they thought they weren't doing as well, so I addressed that. On week 1, I said, you're supposed to feel stupid. If you don't feel stupid, you probably didn't come to class. Like, you look at all these girls who are killing the bag, and you feel like, I can't do that. Of course you can't. You're not supposed to keep coming to class. You know what I'm saying? So, we addressed real issues, and we saw our conversion rate shoot through the roof on those 6-week courses. That's a really obvious way, or real world way that we use those flows. So check out that link, sign up for it, and we'll check it all out tomorrow.
Sounds good, sir.
Cool.
Thank you very much.